Testing, 1 2 1 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of As the Sports World Burns. I am your old grouchy host, Tony Burns, longtime sports writer covering mainly high school sports. Here to go on a rant using my old school wisdom, hopefully mixed with some new school perspectives. Not going to bore you with chit-chat. I have one thing I really want to talk about today. As the high school basketball season nears a close, coming down the stretch, I'm reminded of something I thought about a lot for the last couple of years, is how bad basketball has gotten in South Arkansas at the high school level. And this is nothing new, and this is definitely not throwing any shade at the teams I covered this year. I only went to a few games, and I was very selective about the games I went to, and so I have not actually seen any bad games this year. So if I was recently at your game, don't think I'm talking about you right now. But on the whole, on the average, the basketball is the one sport that seems to be getting worse, while every other sport is advancing nicely. And I have thoughts why, but it's frustrating because basketball is my favorite sport. Excuse me. And also, basketball to me is the easiest sport. It's the simplest sport. And I know when I hear parents used to talk about my son, my daughter wants to play basketball, so I want to spend $500 to send them to a camp. It used to blow my mind. Like, give me $10 and a Coke, and I can take them in the backyard and teach them the fundamentals of basketball. $500 for a camp is ridiculous. But that's what makes it so frustrating watching some of these high school teams play. They don't have basic fundamentals, things that you shouldn't even need a coach to teach you. Just you go in the backyard, you go in your little carport area, anywhere, and you just learn how to dribble the ball. You don't need anyone to show you how to dribble the ball. Just practice. You gotta. When I was growing up, and this is here we go back to my olden days. I didn't play on a level like court until God. I was probably in the 7th grade. I played on homemade courts with gravel and dirt and rocks, and I played on wooden backboards, and that's where we learned how to play. And never went to a camp. And obviously I'm not Michael Jordan, but we were pretty good players. I mean, but we knew how to play anyway. These kids don't know how to play, and it's frustrating and it's hard to watch. And I think I have a solution, though. Hear me out. I think part of the problem is junior high coaches who constantly brag about their one-loss record. And I used to hear it a lot. 9th grade coach. I've been coaching 9th grade for 10 years, and I got a record of 112 and 30, and he's bragging about that. And it's not that bad for a 9th grader, but 7th and 8th grade, If you're a 7th grade coach and you're concerned about your one-loss record, sir, ma'am, you're part of the problem. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're part of the problem. Yeah. See, there's nothing worse than going to a 7th grade game, 8th grade game, and seeing one team just full court press another team into submission. And because when you do that, the team that has more depth and bigger, strong athletes is going to win. Okay. That's not coaching. Okay. Especially at that level. Coaching, it should be about teaching at that level. And it's frustrating. And they won a game 41-7. And they're so proud of their team. And I don't know. You're killing the game. That's what you're doing. You're killing the game. And so My solution would be putting a rule: no full court press until the 9th grade. 7th and 8th grade, no full court pressing. Instead of full court pressing and teaching all that crap, you teach them how to dribble, how to pass, and how to catch. How about that? 7th grade, let's focus on dribbling, passing, and catching the ball. Focus on establishing a pivot foot, how to, knowing what the difference between a travel and double dribble and all that stuff is, learning the basics. Okay, that's the 7th grade. 8th grade, we start working a little bit more on shooting and skill and a little bit more advanced stuff. In 7th grade, let's just do catching, dribbling, and passing. How about that? And then as a 7th grade coach, if you can teach all of your players those basic skills, you've done your job. I don't care what your record is. You shouldn't care what your record is. It's about learning the game, teaching the game. Okay, once they get in the 9th grade, 10th grade, there's plenty of time to put in a press. Okay, it's plenty of time to learn how to full court press, plenty of time to learn how to break a press. 7th and 8th grade, let's teach them how to play. How about that? I think the job of the 7th and 8th grade coaches is to teach kids how to play. So when they get to the high school level, the high school coach doesn't have to teach them how to play. The high school coach can put in presses and put in these special defenses and all this other advanced stuff. When I see high school kids who don't know how to set a screen, who don't know how to box out for a rebound, who dribble with their head down with one hand the whole game, it's embarrassing and it's frustrating. And I want to take an ink pen and ram it in my right ear until it comes out the left. And so please, as a favor to me, let's stop the full court pressing in junior high and get back down to the fundamentals and teach kids how to play ball. Thank you. Speaking of high school, looks like El Dorado's girls have a really good shot at making the playoffs. It'll be the first time in several years. The last time the girls made the state playoffs, I believe it was Destiny Rogers was the high school coach. Destiny's from strong. Arkansas won a couple of high school state championships. She's currently the interim head coach at Arkansas State women. Hopefully they'll take the interim tag off of her and let her be the full-time college coach, so she can actually go out and recruit, because you cannot recruit as an interim coach, because how can you recruit kids if they don't know if you're going to be there or not? So I don't know what they're doing at Arkansas State. Take the interim tag off. She's earned her job. Give her the job so she can go ahead and do her job and get that program going. Back to high school. LRS girls put on one of the better defensive efforts I've seen maybe ever at the high school level, certainly in a long, long time. In a loss to Hot Springs Lakeside the first half, it was just straight up good old-fashioned on the ball, man-to-man defense, intense. It was great. I enjoyed every moment of it, and I'm not a person who really likes defense a lot, but that was some good stuff. The game before that, they put in one of the better offensive performances. And so I'm waiting for the day when they put it all together. They're going to destroy somebody. I can't wait to see this team in the state tournament. Coach Ashley Curtis in her first year has done a remarkable job. Congrats to the Lady Wildcats. LRA's boys have some work to do. They need to pretty much win out almost to make the state. Not impossible. They need to get healthy. They haven't been healthy all year. Hopefully they can get healthy over these next couple of weeks. As I said before, Junction City is hosting the 2A state tournament. So I'd like to see as many teams as we can qualify for that thing. Junction City's boys are in good shape, I believe. Park Shepherd's girls look like they're in pretty good shape. I mean, they have to go through a tournament, obviously, district tournament, regional tournament. So it's all still up in the air in the 2A level. But hopefully I'll have something to go watch at Junction City. So good luck to all the local teams. We had the National Signing Day last week, and I think El Dorado had 8 kids signed, which is probably the biggest class they've had since I've been in El Dorado. So congratulations to all the young men for getting their college careers off to a solid start with the good choices they made. And finally, let's go to my top 5 list. This is an unusual list. It's you're gonna laugh, but I just whatever. My top 5 flowers. Ha! Top 5 flowers, in my humble opinion. I have a reason for this, but I don't know if I'll share it. But let's go top 5 flowers. Number 5. And before I get started, I had to look some of these flowers up because I didn't know the name. These are okay. I'll go ahead and tell you. My mom, rest in peace. When we lived in Jersey, we had a nice big yard and luscious grass, big hedges, and she had flower gardens all over the yard. And she loved flowers. And in the spring and in the summer, it was so many different colors. I didn't appreciate it then. Man, I wish we'd taken some pictures. I wish I had pictures good because it was incredible, all the different flowers. So this is what inspired this. Number 5 is a yellow daisy, and it's this one. She didn't have these in her yard. These were more like wild flowers you found in the woods. But I don't remember that we had a bunch of these. But this is the flower you see on TV when a woman goes out into the field and she picks a bouquet. It's the bouquet of yellow daisies. And I just think that's pretty cool. And so that's number 5. Number 4, we did have these. We had these in the field. They were wild, but they were big sunflowers. Those things are awesome. I think they also call them lazy Susans. I'm not sure about that. But a black-eyed Susan? I'm not sure. But big sunflower, big yellow leaves with the black bulb, I guess, or what do you call it in the middle? Those things are cool. I like those. Not a big fan of sunflower seeds, coincidentally. Number 3, tulips. My mom had these big yellow bulbs. Those are just cool. I just liked them, and she had those like next to the road. We had a fence, and on the other side of the fence, she had yellow tulips that were down the road thing. They were cool. Had to look up the name of this one. Hydrangea. Whatever. And my mom had these on the corner that had these big light blue bulbs. I guess you call it bulb or blossom or whatever, but they were huge. They were light blue. I'll never forget those. I don't know if I've seen any of those since then. Now I think about it, but I'll never forget those because they had the mow around them. And yeah, those things were cool. I like those. And that was number 2. Number 1, of course, it's everyone's number 1 flower, the rose. Red roses. My mom had roses. She had some that were kind of planted they grew up in the middle of a garden, kind of, but she had some more that would wrap. Like I guess you call them. They had a running vine or something. They would wrap around the shoot, like the little edge of the carport. What's it called? The pole or whatever that holds the carport. Or they would wrap around the edge of that thing. And so when they bloom, you have roses kind of starting up from low, and they go crawl all the way up to the ceiling. Love roses, and I genuinely do. I mean, I'm not a big flower guy, but genuinely, I think roses are the coolest thing. Mom's always red. I don't think she had any other colors but red. Maybe some pink ones in there. But as I've gotten older, I've discovered the orange and yellow roses and all that, and white roses. Are there white roses? I'm not sure about white roses, but love me some roses. And I'm a guy who likes roses. I'm not sure what that says about me. My grandmother's name was also Rose, so maybe that has something to do with it. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. My top 5 flowers. Thank you for listening, as you were.